Welcome back, Internet. It is DoctorCrossover here. And today we're going to do a mod that I'm really excited about. So that's going to be awesome. But first I have to address a couple things first. Okay. One, since it is the summer, I will now be trying to do a video a day because I know I haven't done a video in forever. Like, I did Lord of the Rings like a month ago. So I will be trying my very best to do one video per day, and that should work since it's the summer, but if it doesn't, I'm sorry in advance. And the second thing is the old world, it died to we lost it to the horrible fate of game crash. You will be remembered, old world. You will be remembered. Anyway, but we still have the lab and the professor. We're just in a different world. I had to rebuild it. Because one of the things in this mod ended up crashing the game, and I couldn't load back on the world because it was it wouldn't load up because it kept crashing every time I tried to load the old world. So I just started a new world, and we're not going to use the thing that crashed it. Alright, so let's get started with the mod. Now the first thing that you may notice is the title screen's different. The title screen now has a space background. There's new flavor text, and there's a spinning TARDIS. There's also a couple buttons that you can't click on because those are going to be implemented in later versions of the mod. Like the servers button, that's going to have Doctor Who themed servers that support the Dalek mod. So that's just for Doctor Who themed servers. And there's also the story mode, which will be for going through the Doctor Who story. And I'm excited about this, so I can't wait until that part comes out. I'm not sure what the add-ons is for. That seems like it's going to be for a future update. So yeah, let's get to the rest of the mod, and we'll wait for the world to load. Here we are. So, like I said, we're back in the lab. We're in a different world because the old world crashed. Oh, also now we're in 1.7.4 instead of 1.7.2 instead of 1.6.4. How are you, Professor? So the first thing we're going to look at is actually in the archives here. So, in here, we have this book. This is Riversong's diary. Now this is really cool because with this book, oh, I broke the glass. Let me fix that. Where fix that? Where? Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. You didn't see anything. You saw nothing. Forget that's ever happened. Anyway, with this little book thing, Riversong's diary, you can actually become the Doctor. Alright, I'll tell you. I'll show you what I mean here. If you right-click, you regenerate. Yep, I'm the first Doctor now, guys. How awesome is that? And you can regenerate here. You can see my back view, back, front. Now, let's see the second Doctor. I think this is really cool. This is one of my favorite features of the entire mod, definitely. So yeah, use the second Doctor, front, back. Okay. Now, the third Doctor. Here's his front, back. I thought I fixed that. Didn't I fix that? Oh well, I'll deal with that later. Anyway. And, fourth Doctor. awesome with his awesome scarf. Although the scarf is quite impractical if you think about it, because, well, it would get dirty quite easily considering it's dragging on the ground. I mean, look at it, it's down to the feet. Also be quite impractical and quite easy to trip on. But, you know, I suppose you get used to it. Alright, so there's the front, there's the back. Alright, and the 5th Doctor. Front, back, and the 6th Doctor. This guy is my favorite classic Doctor. I loved the fact that he, like, I love his complete insanity and how he makes it seem perfectly normal. I really love that about him. So he's my favorite classic Doctor. So there's the front and the back. Next up we have the 7th Doctor, Miss Sylvester McCoy. So yeah, here's the front and the back. Next up, the 8th Doctor. Now this is the 8th Doctor in the costume that he wore in the mini-episode, Night of the Doctor, where you see him regenerate into John Hurt. So yeah, that's the front, that's the back. Now to the 9th Doctor. Sadly they don't have John Hurt in here, but, well, they'll add that in later, I'm sure. So here we have the 9th Doctor. Here's the front, and the back, and the 10th Doctor. The front, and the back, and the 11th Doctor. Front, and back, and the 12th Doctor. Front, and back, and back to me. So yeah, that is definitely one of my most favorite features of this entire mod, is Riverson's Diary, because that's awesome. Alright. So next we're going to go in here into the radiation and testing chambers. We've got the radiation chambers and the testing chambers. Now here we have a lot of stuff to go over. So first we have, you know, various blocks. We've got classic grass. That's supposed to be in classic Minecraft, which you're supposed to be able to get to with the time vortex manipulator. Yes, there's a time vortex manipulator. But don't try it, because that's what crashed my game. So yeah, the worlds are glitched out. Like if you go to any of the worlds that you can with the time vortex manipulator, there's a bunch of blocks that shouldn't be there, like random statues. Like literally everywhere. Like seriously, there's so many that it lags your game like heck. It was actually the Minecraft Xbox specifically that crashed my game. So yeah. Next we have the steel block, which is crafted with 9 steel ingots. We'll talk more about these things a bit later. Next up we have various new decoration blocks. First off, we have the gears, which were in Minecraft InfDev, and I think these look pretty cool. I'm surprised they actually took them out of the Minecraft. But yeah, you can actually also, I believe, use these as a form of vertical redstone. So if you send a redstone signal into it, it'll transfer the redstone signal up vertically, which is awesome. Oh, hi, Professor. You're standing on the chest. What else is new? Yeah, it's one of the things about him is, like, whenever I'm trying to set up these mods, he'll always just, like, stand on the chest. Like, whenever I'm, like, setting this up. He did that a ton when I was setting this one up. Next we have a torch that's off, so an unlit torch. You can't craft any of those decoration blocks. So yeah. So here's the unlit torch. Looks pretty cool. So you can use that as some decoration for your building stuff. And next up, we have statues of every single one of the doctors. So let me just like display these really quick because I think they're really cool. So first up, we have the first Doctor, William Hartnell. Oh guys, I'm also such a fan of Doctor Who that I memorized all the actors, like, no kidding. So we got first Doctor William Hartnell. Next up we have second Doctor, Patrick Troughton. And he looks awesome. Next up we have third Doctor, John Pertwee. And he's also really cool. And next up, we've got fourth Doctor, Tom Baker. I'm sure a lot of people know about him, considering he lasted the longest at 7 years, 7 whole seasons. Like seriously, that's as long as the modern series has gone now, and he lasted that entire length. So that's pretty crazy. And here I've got the fifth Doctor, Peter Davison. And he's looking pretty nice. Pretty nice with his celery. Yeah, the lag. Next we got the sixth Doctor, Colin Baker, and he's looking pretty nice too. So yeah. And then we've got the seventh Doctor, Sylvester McCoy. Sylvester McCoy, here's a fun fact, he also plays Radagast the Brown in The Hobbit. So that's pretty awesome. We've got 8th Doctor, Paul McGann. And, yeah, he's cool. And we've got 9th Doctor, Christopher Eccleston. So he's pretty awesome. Alright, let's shove all these up her. I'm talking like this, I just do that sometimes. Alright. Next up we have 10th Doctor, David Tennant. I'm sure a lot of you fangirls out there are screaming in your seats now. Anyway, fun fact about David Tennant. Those of you Harry Potter fans will want to listen up because if you know like the actors really well, you'll know that David Tennant played Barty Crouch Jr. in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. So that's cool. Next up, we have 11th Doctor, Matt Smith. More fangirl screams, I'm sure. For some reason, the fangirls love these two. So yeah, there's that. And we've got 12th Doctor, Peter Capaldi. Yeah, he looks awesome. Can't wait to see Season 8, that's gonna be fun. And then, we've got, this one, some of you may not be quite as familiar with. This one is not actually the Doctor. This one isn't even a Time Lord. He's a human with the name Doctor Who. Like, his name is actually Doctor Who. He was in the 1960s Dalek movies. There's, the Daleks and the Dalek Invasion of Earth, 2150 AD. He's played by Peter Cushing. The movies are basically just recreating the plots of the first 2 Dalek stories, just with a different Doctor. Oh, and also those were in color, which at the time the show was in black and white. So when they did that in color, a lot of people were pretty happy. Next up, we have Bessie. Yes, it works. That's what it says. It says it works. Trust it. Always trust the undertext. What do you call that? Undertext? Below text? Extra text? I don't know. Whatever. You can actually drive Bessie around, which is... Doors! Ah! Okay, third time is a charm. We'll get out to... Yeah. Ah! These doors are gonna be the end of me. Seriously. Yes! I got out! Oof, I almost died. I almost died in there. I almost died in there. You didn't see that. Anyway, here is Bessie. Bessie was the third Doctor's car while he was working at Unit. And you can actually drive it around. So it's pretty cool. It's about the same speed as you are sprinting. And for some reason, whenever you move, it makes the sound as if you're walking. Like, I don't know. That's cool. It works. As you saw with the undertext, it works. So, yeah. That's Bessie. I'm just gonna leave her parked out here. Because, you know, why not? Alright. Meh. Meh. Here, let's just put all these, stuff all these in here. Stuff all these in here. Alright. So next up, we've got, some various miscellaneous things. First of all, we have the moment. This, well, any of you who've watched the 50th anniversary will know what this is. This is a weapon of mass destruction that has a sentient computer. Basically it's called the moment because whenever it's activated, it time locks any destruction it makes, so that whatever it destroys can't be changed. So basically it's locking a moment in time. That's why it's called the moment. So here we have a Tardis Key. This doesn't actually do anything, even though the undertext says may or may not be useless. This doesn't actually do anything, though I expect it will in the future. So for now it's just kind of for aesthetic purposes, because it does look pretty cool. I mean, you've got to admit, that looks pretty cool. Next we have the credits from the 9th Doctor episode, The Long Game, when they were on Satellite 5. This is the currency they use, and it is the universal currency. Spend them wisely, says the undertext. Always trust the undertext. Well, except on this, but you know. So, these don't actually do anything yet. They were put in the mod because, in the future, they're going to implement a form of trading with, like, some of the NPCs. But for now, you can just use them as currency on servers that use the Dalek mod. So for now, they're just for server owners. They don't actually serve any... You're stuck in the door. What? Let me help you. Are you going to move? Hello? Hello, good sir. There we go. Anyway, after that disturbing image. So for now they don't serve any purpose to a single player, but they will in the future, because there will be NPCs they can trade with. Oh yes, next up we have the creatures. So let us get some diamond armor and sword, and we're going to go into survival and slay them all. Yeah. Alright guys, so, I'm kinda looking at the time, and I'm realizing that this video has been going on for 20 minutes now. So, we're gonna have to continue this tomorrow with a part 2, where we'll finish all this stuff up. So, for me and the professor over here, it is goodbye.